This was my first time at the Inspur Analyst Conference. There was a lot of information that was shared. We got to see some really interesting new engineering, and even though I follow Inspur, there were surprises, which was great, so it kept it interesting.
Inspur is a big deal. The fact that you had spec, you had OCP, partners are investing in Inspur as well as Inspur is investing in them. What would be nice to see next time is the sort of the success that you've had with these joint solutions.
Inspur becoming #1 in all computing globally by 2022, which is a very, I think, impressive goal for the company to have.
Equally, yes, I think being part of all those organizations, I think it must give Inspur, good insights, good understanding how they compare to each other, and also being on the board of these organizations help Inspur, advise these organizations how, about best practices they saw at the other organization.
So open compute has been a driver of change in Western Europe. Absolutely, it's allowed the bigger players, the bigger CSP players such as Facebook's, to really show the market what is the most efficient, the most cost-effective, being able to say, I don't only subscribe to or support the OCP platform, but all the other OCP platforms out there, really shows that Inspur is a market leader, and that's very interesting to see.
Inspur actually has been a leading voice within SPEC, talking about the development of new AI benchmarks so we can measure. Ecosystem development is something that can be overlooked sometimes. Sometimes people make a hardware platform or a piece of software and forget about all the elements needed to put it together, so I think it's very wise that Inspur looked at this, and I think Inspur actually took it an extra step of developing the ecosystem as required, but they actually did it in a standardized fashion.
What's impressive for my end, once again, is also in terms of the AI solutioning and how TI started as a project that was a solution that was developed in-house for your internal consumption and subsequently being productized and released to your clients.
M-model is very critical. I think the ecosystem development is also very critical, that doing that in a standardized way means that everything's there for the customer. And then I also think the number of configurations that Inspur is offering versus its competitors really is a positive, that people can have solutions that really work for them and not a one-size-fits-all solution that works partially or has more functionality than the customer actually wants to purchase. So,
I firmly believe that just as we've seen with customization in manufacturing across all industries, that the model that Inspur is using now at a large scale is going to eventually creep down and broaden out to the long tail and be able to support the enterprise buyer.
Yeah, so that's one of your key differentiators, is that you are not just sort of providing boxes to your clients, but you're also sort of investing in the relationship, and your way of showing your investment is the joint design, the manufacturing, the expertise there, and so it's basically a cooperative solution.
It was nice to see that you have those partners and also you have the overseas reach, and I was really surprised to hear that you're #3 already in servers worldwide.
Well, and I think with all the work that Inspur has done historically with the BATs, with Baidu, Alibaba, Tencent, and JD.com, all that work that Inspur is doing with those really large BATs can be applied into a whole number of different long-tail service providers
and growing together. But it's also good to see Inspur also expanding, to, let's say, cloud providers in North America, right? Seeing some growth there and committing to some resources there, like building R&D centers, building production facilities, so that there's these capabilities that are really close, to the customers, right? And being able to work closely with the clients to deliver their customized solutions to these emerging hyperscalers. So it's good to see Inspur committed, not just domestically in China, but overseas as well, becoming more of a global player.